It's been over 3 months since the outbreak of Chikungunya fever in Foshan, Guangdong. Although the local authorities in Foshan declared the epidemic under control, the Chikungunya fever continued to spread since late September. During the October 1st National Day holiday, local governments launched large-scale mosquito eradication campaigns, with many public institutions and hospitals canceling holidays and sending workers to spray neighborhoods with large amounts of mosquito repellent. However, these mosquito control measures have led to chaotic situations, and the authorities' excessive precautions have sparked public resentment.
Every morning they spray insecticides into my room. Did they inform me? Did they notify me? They didn't notify me and sprayed insecticides directly into my room. Do you understand? How can I stay calm? How am I supposed to sleep? You spray all day, and you're healthier than I am now. Breathing this air is unhealthy. You jump into my house, spray insecticides, take photos, and don't even tell me?
Many local residents in Jiangmen have exposed the near-crazy behavior of authorities. In one community, officials even demanded that bicycle shed owners hand over their keys, or they would forcibly open the locks. One resident woke up to find their houseplants were gone. Even more troubling, a community in Kaiping, Jiangmen, issued an ultimatum. Dogs must be killed within 3 days to prevent the spread of mosquitoes and diseases, or there would be consequences. In Jiangmen, a mosquito control worker entered a residence and used violent methods to force an elderly woman to participate in the work. Video footage shows the worker pushing the frail woman against a wall, hitting her there, and shouting angrily while holding her hands tightly. During the National Day holiday, many organizations in Guangdong received orders from the Chikungunya Prevention Command Center to cancel vacations. They were required to send no less than 50% of their staff every day and clean the environment to eliminate mosquitoes. Residents in Xinhui District, Jiangmen, have reported to the media that the situation with the epidemic seems out of control. They mentioned that the government is spraying everywhere, and the repellent has an unpleasant smell. What's even more terrifying is that if you're caught with mosquito bites, you may be taken away for quarantine and locked in a small room. The video shows thick clouds of poison lingering everywhere. Pedestrians and cyclists, unable to bear the strong, pungent smell, cover their mouths and noses. Reports from Chinese media indicate that although the mass spraying in cities kills some mosquitoes, it also kills many of the natural predators of mosquitoes, such as dragonflies and spiders. Because of the Pearl River system, the primary source of mosquitoes has not been effectively addressed. As a result, mosquitoes hatching from the river system itself have had little control, and residents are feeling the mosquito problem is actually getting worse. According to Guangdong Province's CDC, on October 18, 2025, Guangdong reported over 2,000 new cases of chikungunya fever, with nearly 800 cases in Jiangmen. It remains one of the cities with the highest concentration of cases. On September 20th, Jiangmen City initiated a Level 3 public health emergency response. The city's CCP Standing Committee held a meeting, declaring mosquito eradication as the most important political task. They issued the slogan, "Spare no effort to eliminate mosquitoes," and demanded that the epidemic would effectively be controlled before the National Day holiday on October 1st. The authorities claimed they would eradicate mosquitoes' eggs within 3 or 4 days. The large-scale mosquito control measures, including closing multiple parks and markets, deploying drones to spray insecticides, and enforcing mandatory isolation for patients. A notice from the city government required all chikungunya patients to be hospitalized for isolation. Any individuals or organizations refusing or delaying this measure would face penalties. Additionally, all suspected cases were required to undergo mandatory testing, including nucleic acid sampling. Some local residents have criticized the government's measures as an excuse to release toxic gas. They said, "The whole city is being sprayed, even entering people's homes to spray, including spraying on fruits and vegetables. This poses a direct threat on people's health. Some people have already been hospitalized due to inhaling the toxic fumes. The mosquitoes haven't been eradicated, but the people might die from the poison. This is mass biological slaughter. It's not genocide, it's biological extinction." On October 16th, a Jiangmen netizen posted a video showing the chaotic situation caused by over-the-top epidemic control measures. In the video, some workers are seen walking around, spraying insecticide with handheld sprayers, while others use electric bikes or tricycles to spray. Some workers even use fire truck ladders to remove residents' plants from balconies. The entire city of Jiangmen is covered in smoke, giving residents the feeling that they're living through a fire disaster. One netizen commented, "Another meeting is coming, and they'll use it as an excuse to impose lockdowns. The mosquito eradication is just a cover. The real goal is to prevent chaos. This isn't about epidemic control, it's a political movement." Another netizen remarked, "Cameras everywhere, security checks all over, blood draws, spraying poison, entering homes to destroy plants and pets. This is a signal. The new cultural revolution has begun." Another joked, "In the end, the mosquitoes might be the one laughing. Thank you, leaders, for putting us on the political stage." During the mosquito eradication campaign, Jiangmen implemented extremely strict measures. Multiple markets and parks were closed, and some residential areas were sealed off, including residence balconies. Some plants on high-rise balconies were taken away using cranes, and any vegetable gardens found on balconies were forcibly removed, with even the soil being taken away. In one case, a resident in Jiangmen woke up to find several plants on his balcony missing.
When I woke up, I saw several pots of plants on the balcony were gone, and few remaining ones were just thrown onto the ground.
Surveillance footage he provided shows mosquito control workers entering his home and removing 3 pots of plants from his windowsill without permission.
Most of the plants they took away were soil cultivated, and some hydroponic plants also had their water changed regularly. What right do they have to take them away without authorization?
Many other netizens in Jiangmen reported similar incidents where mosquito control workers took or destroyed plants in residents' homes. Surveillance footage showed workers entering through fences, cutting down trees, and destroying fruit trees in private gardens. When the media reached out to the Jiangmen government for clarification, the public service hotline staff confirmed the mosquito control measures had legal backing, but further investigations were needed. Residents of Da'ao Town in Jiangmen City complained that after leaving home for just an hour, they returned to find that all the herbs they had planted on their rooftop were completely wiped out. A large patch of medicinal plants were completely removed. These plants, some of which were over 2 meters tall, were rare and were specially brought back from the mountains. Now even the soil is gone. The losses haven't been estimated yet. The resident mentioned that locking the door doesn't help, as the authorities use the epidemic as an excuse to destroy property. Zhaoqing, Guangdong, a mosquito control worker, was seen using a backpack sprayer on the streets. The thick fog caused the visibility to drop to 0, and the toxic fog lingered in the air for a long time. The chemicals used for mosquito control include microcapsules and suspensions. They are not only spread as high-concentration mist, but also remain on surfaces for long periods, causing severe pollution to the air, plants, and even groundwater. On October 5th, a doctor from a hospital in Sihui City, Zhaoqing, spoke to the media about working during the National Day holiday. He worked non-stop from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., spraying pesticides from street to street. He carried a 10-kilogram water bucket and wore a protective mask. There were no extra pay or benefits, and the meals provided didn't even include meat. He added, "The notice said that if we don't comply, we'll be reprimanded." So even in departments that already had a shortage of staff, they had to send more people for duty. On September 25th, China's first Chikungunya virus nucleic acid testing kit was approved for production. The company, Guangzhou Da'anjin, claimed it would produce up to 10 million tests per day within a month. Many local residents are skeptical. They question the real motive. If there's no heightened atmosphere, who will get tested? Has every hospital prepared nucleic acid testing? Without these tests, how will they generate revenue? Industry insiders revealed that while the government claims to eradicate mosquitoes and kill mosquito eggs within 3 or 4 days, the actual purpose is to clear the way for large-scale purchase of mosquito control supplies, equipment, and service contracts. The use of drones and heavy equipment requires procurement from specific suppliers, leading to massive contracts that are often rushed through emergency procedures. They lack transparency and potentially foster corruption. Some have analyzed the financial motives behind this epidemic prevention. First, there's the forced promotion of mosquito control products. The government encourages citizens to buy mosquito coils, mosquito repellent, and other products, with some communities even specifying brands. During the epidemic, the demand for these products skyrocketed, allowing suppliers to raise prices and make significant profits, while also providing kickbacks to the government. Second, there's the profit sharing within service contracts. Pest control companies and equipment leasing businesses that secure government contracts often have close ties to the government. The Chinese Communist Party's close relationships are no secret. Third, there's the extension of isolation and monitoring measures, which require medical resources and logistical support, presenting more opportunities for behind-the-scenes manipulation. Locals are widely skeptical about the effectiveness of these control measures. They believe that spraying and removing potted plants are just superficial efforts, and the actual breeding grounds for mosquitoes, such as fish ponds, rivers, and rice fields, are hard to eliminate. Amid the ongoing spraying, some people are calling out, the people are being eradicated. Despite the authorities repeatedly assuring that chemicals only kill mosquitoes, the overpowering odor is unbearable. Some netizens have questioned, did the authorities release these mosquitoes themselves? Experts have pointed out that the ongoing spread of chikungunya fever is likely influenced by several key factors, including the complexity of the pathogens, mosquito vector mutations, and overzealous control measures. They suggest that other mosquito-borne diseases, such as dengue fever and meningitis, may be co-circulating with chikungunya in the region. Addressing the complexity of the pathogens is critical for effective control. The heavy rainfall and flooding that affected multiple regions of Guangdong this summer also played a significant role in triggering the epidemic. These events created stagnant water, which are breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Excessive mosquito spraying, rather than solving the problem, may even lead to mosquitoes developing resistance to the insecticides. At the same time, Guangdong has been releasing infected male mosquitoes carrying Wolbachia bacteria in large numbers. This is intended to control the mosquito population. While this method has been officially labeled a dual approach, concerns about the possibility of female mosquitoes escaping or mosquitoes developing stronger environmental adaptations have been avoided in discussion. American virologists have questioned the Chinese authorities' extreme measures, which are reminiscent to the approach used during the COVID-19 pandemic. They pointed out that chikungunya is not a human-to-human disease, and isolation is unnecessary, that lockdowns and forcible detentions violate the rule of law. A professor from the Canadian College of Traditional Chinese Medicine commented that epidemic control is fundamentally a medical issue and should respect both science and human rights. He argued that the large-scale destruction of all mosquitoes is impractical. It could disrupt ecological balance and might even lead to other biological disasters. The heavy investment of human and material resources often proves inefficient, and such politicized actions are coercive and disrespectful of individual rights. He further noted that while the Chinese Communist Party's slogan-driven actions are commonplace in China, they often come at the cost of the public. He compared these measures to past political movements in China, such as the 3 Anti and 5 Anti campaigns, the extermination of landlords, the 3 years of famine and forced grain collection, the mass killings of civilians, students, and Falun Gong practitioners. These actions, he said, reflect the false, evil, and confrontational nature of the totalitarian regime. The current push to eradicate mosquitoes, much like the absurd campaign to eliminate sparrows during the Great Leap Forward, will only result in tremendous harm to the public. The phrase, "spare no effort," as used by the Chinese government, is seen as a declaration that no cost to the Chinese people will be spared in the pursuit of protecting the government's own interests. The authorities are willing to exploit every opportunity to enrich themselves, indifferent to the welfare of the population. During the COVID-19 lockdowns, millions of small businesses were destroyed, and the government elite profited from the widespread use of PCR tests, draining healthcare funds. As a result, the chikungunya outbreak in Guangdong province has become yet another opportunity for the government to politically intimidate the public and financially profit from the crisis.